in boxes, heavy boxes, with not necessarily great organization, and they'll go down there, and sometimes it takes a very long time to find what they're looking for, and there is a safety issue because they're stacked high, and these things are collapsing, you know, on top of each other from the weight of each other.
Lifting.
And so it's just, it just needs a very good, she needs a very good system to be able to retrieve these. You go down at least once a week to storage, maybe.
Usually, yeah.
For these requests, and it's just, you know, it's taking a lot of time and a lot of effort, and it's, I don't want to call it a mess, because she's done the best she can with what they have there, but it's been a real struggle to improve what's there, and this will just, and this is going to take time. I mean, putting what you have into this system is going to take a lot of time, but once it's there, it's going to be great. So it's really not, these aren't new files, and it's not really going to gain much more. It's just going to organize what you have for retrieval.
And the beauty of it is, as now they will be organized, now we can scan them and destroy to make room for the New Year files, which we're constantly having to find space for in the office. So it's going to just put them on a rotation, destroy, move, and keep it organized. And
there are a lot of departments that exist there in that storage area. It's full. It's organized, but it's full. But I would say that the Prothonotary accesses them more than anyone. Just very frequent access. It would be nice to have that somewhere here in the building, but you know, the vaults that she already has are full. The floor space is already being utilized, so it's sort of turning storage into a more frequent retrieval.
But Sally, going back to the original question, does that paper say how many files theoretically can be stored in there? Average files?
It probably does, because he took measurements and counted how many were in a box. Once this is installed and we put all the files that are there into the system, we will have room left over.
And they go in hanging files in there, right? Is that how they go in there?
No. No. Just like we have downstairs.
Okay.
But we'll, you know,
yeah, they're on a track, so they crank the wheel on the end and they all compress together, and you can open them at any interval.
Now we will have the shelving units that I purchased. Those will be not used for, I don't know what function you could find within the county or even down at the warehouse, because I have...
Probably there.
Because I don't want to scrap those, like, you know, other things.
It says 431 square foot deck and ramp, so I don't know if that can be calculated into any, you know, numbers as far as the size of it.
Well, that sounds like the footprint.
Yeah.
So that doesn't give you information per se.
There's 30 sections of 4 foot.
Okay.
But they did, you used what you needed as in calculating the size unit.
Yes, the vendor I had, yes, he counted how many were in a box, he counted how many boxes, he saw the shelving units, how many on each unit, calculated the floor space, and then with, you know, this being put in place.
As we gain new files, are they being
we are now
electronically now?
We are scanning everything before. This is all back scanning that we just don't have anybody
so I
to
knew
do
you were
it.
working on scanning.
Yes. Before anything goes over now, currently it is scanned.
Okay. So then you might not have to retrieve that, right?
Exactly. You know, we have to still go to microfilm to retrieve something. So.
And you do still have judges that want the paper record.
Oh, all the time.
So
they
electronic retrieval isn't always the solution when the court still wants to have the paper copy.
Yes.
Gordon, you just answered essentially my question. If the courts want the paper copy, I guess you've got to keep it around. So.
Or produce it from the scan when they need it.
Right.
Okay, but that's permissible. You print it out from a digital copy. Where are you on on the back scanning?
Okay.
How much more do you need to do before?
A lot.
What year are you back to?
Well, we started in 2008, but we had somebody who was back scanning, she would pick a year, like she might have done all of 1994. So she would mark the box that this is back scan. So I'm going to say from 2007, that's it, forward, it's scanned, it's in the system, but now we're going back to the 70s. Periodically you'll find a year or a section that has been scanned and it's marked.
So it's not being done chronologically backwards?
No, which is what we want to do. Once everything is in order, then we can. I mean, it seems silly, if you want a file, we just give you the file, why don't we scan it in, now we have it, now we have a backup. But then we have it marked, so we know it's scanned. Does that make sense? If you come back for it again, we already have it because we know we have it marked. Everything's marked scanned once it is.
So the dumpster is the ultimate hope for these documents, however, you've got to scan them all first.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Anything else for the good of the order? Seeing none, do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
I have a motion and a second to adjourn. We are adjourned.
Record improvement request
Yeah.
to you on behalf of Barb Smith, and if you're prepared, and Barb can talk about the request, and I can too. I went down and explored the storage area with her a couple of weeks ago, so if you're prepared to discuss that today.
I thought it was a reasonable request. I've seen the vault definitely needs some improvement.
You want to have Barb walk through that briefly, or no need?
I'm good with it the way it is.
I do have it,
We did, by the way, try to see if there were other sources for some kind of a rolling storage. Domestic Relations has a setup there that they are going to remove, but it's not going to be for a couple of years through renovations. So if that was going to become available, in the very near future, we could have reused that by just relocating it down to a storage facility. Unfortunately, probation had something that would have been suitable, but that was before we could have put two and two together here, and unfortunately that got scrapped. So.
I know.
Yeah. Had it been 6 months later, we probably could have put them together. So.
I'm sure there's more files down there that can have those shelves in the future from domestic.
Yeah, don't let them scrap any of that.
No. Barb,
Some of the funding's coming from your, yes.
Yeah.
The total project price is $52,951.83, and Barb is willing to put $20,000 out of her automation fund toward that, so it would be the $32,951.
Say that total amount again, 52.
$951.83.
53,000.
And again, this is from the Record Improvement Fund, which is a fund that is the source of revenue is on the documents and things that are recorded in the Recorder Deeds Office. So $1 from each of those goes into your fund, and the other dollar goes into a fund that is maintained specifically by the Recorder of Deeds. So that's why when Sallie distributes this, it goes to all of the row officers except for Recorder of Deeds to chime in.
Yeah, I don't think it's quite all of them, but it's Register Wills, the sheriff, myself, and actually Barb is on that committee and the commissioners.
So not the coroner.
No, the coroner.
Not the coroner or the DA, okay, all right.
Well, I'll make a motion based on Sallie and the other officers that have been elected that we move ahead and purchase this retriever, whatever they're calling it these days.
It's actually a manual rolling storage, where it's not
Okay.
going to need any sort of electrical hookup or anything. That's key, being
That's good, that
storage,
way.
yeah.
I'll second the motion. But I have a question.
Okay.
Sally, what's the balance in that fund?
We have about $167,000. Now, there is some interest I need to add to that total yet
Is that before or after?
before.
Okay, thank you.
And we get about between $2,500 and $3,000 or $3,300 a month. It was back in 2017, the 1 month we got like $3,300. That's a little higher than normal, but that's about what we get each month on this.
And Barb, will
Yes.
this address the safety issues that you spoke to me about?
Absolutely.
Okay. So, all right. Any other questions or comments? All right. Hearing none, all those in favor of approving Prothonotary's request for this storage unit indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So ordered.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.